everybody. My name is Jennifer, and I brought over a bunch of live critters today. So some friends to actually meet all of you. So today, we're going to be learning about reptiles and amphibians. So to start with, I need a few volunteers. I need a few helpers. How about in the green shirt, the green t-shirt? Yep, come on up. Let's see. You can come on up. You can come on up. In the pink dress, come on up. I need 2 more. How about in the tie-dye tank top? And you can come on up. Okay. Don't worry, I'll have more volunteers throughout the program. So, can you hold this? Okay. So can my volunteers hold your pictures up so that everyone in the room can see them? Okay, so I have pictures of a bunch of different types of animals. We have a river otter, monarch butterfly, bluegill, American alligator, bald eagle, and a mink frog. Yep. Now we're going to be talking about 2 of these animals today. Can anyone raise their hand? Very good. Yep. Can anyone raise their hand and tell me one of these animals is warm-blooded? So you have 2 correct answers. There's 2 animals up here that are warm-blooded. Does anyone know what they are? What's one? River otter. Yeah, so our first warm-blooded animal is river otter. And their body is covered with fur. But today, we're going to be talking about things that are cold-blooded. So does a river otter fit? No. So I'm going to take this from you, and you can go have a seat, okay? Can anyone tell me what other animal in our lineup is warm-blooded? Oh, the butterfly. That's a good guess. The butterfly is cold-blooded. This is a critter that might have something all over their body called feathers.
Bald eagle.
The bald eagle, yeah. So I'm going to take this from you. Thank you. The bald eagle is our other warm-blooded animal, and their body's covered in feathers. So we're not going to be talking about them today. You can go have a seat. Okay, so we have 4 cold-blooded animals today. The critters that we're talking about cannot fly. So which animal are we going to get rid of next? The butterfly. Yep, perfect. So you can go have a seat. Thank you. Now, reptiles and amphibians, they can actually be found either in the water or on land. So who can raise their hand and tell me which of these critters we're going to get rid of next? I heard somebody else say it. Fish, yeah. Fish have to spend all the time in water. So thank you very much. You can go have a seat. Okay, so looking at our last 2 animals, this will be what we're talking about today. We have one example of a reptile. So that's the American alligator. And we have one example of an amphibian. That's the frog. So thank you very much. You can go have a seat. We're going to learn how to tell these 2 apart, okay? Thank you. You can go have a seat. Okay. So this morning, we're going to start by talking about amphibians. Have any of you heard that word before? Yeah. A lot of us, perfect. Do any of you know a type of amphibian? A few of us? What's one type of amphibian? Yeah. A frog. Yeah, so frogs are a great type of amphibian. What else? A newt. What else? Salamanders. And what's the last one? I heard it up here. A toad. Yeah, so toads are also a great example of an amphibian. So I need a couple more volunteers so that we can learn about the amphibian life cycle. I need 5 volunteers. In the red shirt? In the bright orange shirt? How about in the seat in the gray and navy blue? Yep. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. How about in the white dress? And in the teal shirt? Okay. So I'm going to have you hold this, okay? Have you hold this one? This one? Oh, I'm missing one. Oh, there we go. Come on up here. You get to hold this one. Perfect. Okay. So looking up here, looking up here, we have an amphibian life cycle. So frogs and toads, when they are little, they start out as an egg. And amphibian eggs have to be laid in water. Okay? So they find a good pond or a good riverbank, and they lay their eggs. And eventually, these eggs, what do they hatch into? Who can raise their hand and tell me what an egg hatches into? Yeah. A tadpole, yeah. So we have that egg hatch into a little itty bitty tadpole. And this tadpole spends some time swimming around looking for good things to eat, and it continues to grow. So here we have a tadpole, but what does it have? It has legs, yeah. So that tadpole grows legs, and then over time, the tadpole legs get bigger, and that tail starts to get smaller. They're still hanging out in the water, but then when they look like this, they can actually go on land. Now, does the baby frog look like mom and dad? No, they look very, very different. So they look different, and they have to go through this change or metamorphosis in order to get to an adult. Now, these guys, they can breathe using gills when they are tadpoles, and then when they're adults, they can breathe using their lungs, just like you and I. Thank you all very much. You can go have a seat. Let's give them a round of applause as a thank you. Thank you. Now, amphibians have one other thing that makes them super special, and that is their type of skin. So I need 2 more volunteers. In the black t-shirt, the gentleman in the black t-shirt, and how about the gentleman in the red t-shirt? Come on up. Don't worry, I'll have a few more opportunities. Okay, so I'm going to give you this, okay? And you're going to put your arm in there for me. Okay. Perfect.
A paper towel.
And a paper towel. Come on up here, buddy. You know this stuff? Okay, can you come up here and face everybody? Okay, perfect. Okay, can you say hi? Okay, so can you take this arm and put it out like this? Perfect. I'm going to balance this right on your arm, okay? Just on your arm. Perfect. Can you hold it just like that? Thank you. Okay, so when we're out and about, sometimes the weather changes, right? Some days it's really hot and sticky. Some days it's really cold. Some days it rains. So I have two friends up here that are going to help me learn the difference between reptile skin and amphibian skin. So when it rains, they actually feel the rain a little bit differently. So can you hold your arm out? This friend represents reptile skin. He has a crinkly plastic bag on his arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mist his arm with just water, and you're going to tell me if you can feel it and if your arm gets wet, okay? You ready? Did you feel it? He felt it. Did your arm get wet?
No.
No, his arm stayed dry. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing to your arm, okay? And you're going to tell me if you can feel it and if your arm gets wet. Did you feel it? Did your arm get wet? Yeah? So he represents amphibian skin. So what we're going to do is I can take that from you. Here, we can dry off your arm. There you go. You can go have a seat. Thank you. I'm going to take that from you. Thank you, sir. Go have a seat. Thank you. Oh, yep, Dad's waving at you there. Okay, so amphibians, they can actually absorb moisture through their skin.
I heard about that on my TV.
You heard about that? Where'd you hear it? From wildcats? No?
From bears.
Oh, from bears, yes. Yep. So amphibians, they always need wet skin, and they can actually absorb things from their environment to stay healthy. Okay. I am going to walk around quickly while we talk a little bit about salamanders, because I actually brought a live salamander today. This is not a critter that we can touch. This is a critter that we can just look at with our eyes. Okay? It's small. This particular animal is called a marbled salamander. This salamander, I'll walk around so I can try and get most of you to see it. Yep. This salamander is actually...
That salamander did?
Yep. The salamander likes to eat other animals. Yep. And it lives in the eastern part of the United States. Yep. So it's itty bitty. And its favorite habitat to live in is to bury itself. Yep. To bury itself under the leaves or under a fallen tree. Yep. So it likes to hang out where it's dark and where it's wet. Oh, boys and girls, just have a seat. Have a seat. I need to get through those, sweetie. Yep.
Look at this, Oscar. Now you can
Yep.
Hey, can you see?
Yep. So we're going to go really quickly. If you want to see it at the end of the program, you can look at it up close then, too. Yep, it's itty bitty.
Did you see it? Charlie, did you see it?
Yep.
Oscar, look at it.
Yep, we can't touch.
He's smaller than I thought.
Yep, itty bitty. Now I know that there is a lot of you that might want a better look. Nope, nope.
Okay, Aaron, come here. Just look, buddy. See it? Okay, good.
Yep. Now I know a lot of you want to see the salamander again or up close. After the program, there will be time for you to come up and observe the salamander again. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Why can't we
So I had one very good question, boys and girls. Okay. Raise your hand if you can hear me. Thank you. Now, I had a couple good questions as I was walking around. I know a few of you did not get as good of look as you would have liked. After the program, I'll invite you up so that you can see the salamander a little bit closer. So there'll be another opportunity. The other really good question that I had was, why can't I touch that salamander? Well, you know what? Some of us might have washed our hands with soap this morning. Some of us might have put on lotion or sunscreen or bug spray. And if we were to touch a salamander when we had that on our hands, we could actually make the salamander very, very sick. So to keep the salamander healthy, we only observe amphibians with our eyes. Now the other animals that I brought, they are a little bit bigger, and I can handle them and bring them out of their enclosure. So you'll be able to get a little bit better look at the next set of animals.
Can we touch it?
When I'm done talking, at the end of the program, I will actually, I love the excitement, but I want to be sure everyone can hear me, okay? At the end of the program, I will have the opportunity to bring an animal out and let you all line up and touch the reptile if you would like. But we're not going to be able to do that till the very end of the program because I have 3 more critters I want to talk about, okay? So we're going to start by talking about those reptiles. So these are things that are cold-blooded. They lay their eggs on land. And when those eggs hatch, the babies look exactly like mom and dad. So the first reptile that I am going to bring out is actually a snake. Yep. Now, okay. Yep. Okay. Can anyone, with our voices off, can you raise your hand if maybe you're a little bit uncomfortable with snakes? See, there's a lot of us in the room. That's okay. You know what? I am going to hold on to the snake the whole time. And the snake, its whole job is to teach people about snakes. So this snake is used to being around lots of people. So you have nothing to worry about, okay? And I'll actually let you in on a secret. When I was little, if I saw a snake in a room, I would run out of the room as fast as I could. But over time, I've learned that they're not that scary, and they actually have a very important job out in nature. And we'll talk about that a little bit, but I'm going to get our friend out. Yep, it's a friend, absolutely. Snakes are good to have around. This is not a boa constrictor. This is a corn snake, boys and girls. Yep. Okay, can we keep our voices off? Okay. This corn snake is a snake that is very good to have around. Snakes, they like to actually eat things like rodents. So they like to take care of mice, and they like to take care and eat other snakes and rodents and lizards. So they're really good to have around. Yep. They are carnivores. Yep. Okay. He's actually, okay. So I put him back right away because what he's doing right now is he's actually shedding. And so when snakes are shedding, it's pretty uncomfortable for them to be handled. It's kind of like if you have a bad sunburn and somebody touches you where the sunburn is bad. Is that comfortable? No. It hurts. It makes you uncomfortable. So because he's shedding, we're going to put him back so that the snake is nice and comfortable. But luckily, like I said, snakes have a very important job in nature because they eat things that might potentially cause harm to our crops or our homes. So they eat the other reptiles, so lizards and snakes, and they eat small mice or small rodents. That was a corn snake, and we actually have them in areas where there's lots of farm fields. Do you have a question?
Why was it in a pillowcase?
Oh, why does it travel in a pillowcase? Because our snakes are masters at escaping out of containers. So I drove over from Dubuque this morning, so to make sure he stayed safe in the car ride, he has to travel in a pillowcase inside of a container. Okay, so are you all ready for our next reptile? Okay. Boys and girls, raise your hand. Can you show me 5? Okay. Gentlemen, I love the excitement, but let's be quiet. Okay? So boys and girls, again, I really like that you're all so excited to meet the critters that I brought here. But it will help everyone here if we are able to keep our voices off so that everyone can hear me. This particular turtle is a red-eared slider. So this is a type of turtle that loves to live in ponds. And it gets its name because right behind the eyes it has a couple of red spots. This turtle, though, looks quite different from what a regular red-eared slider would look like. This, you can see, is pretty much one color. But this turtle is partially albino. So this turtle can't make the pigments that a regular red-eared slider would have. Now, as I walk around, I'm going to walk around so you can all remain seated. This particular turtle, this particular turtle, okay, hey boys and girls, can you clap? Yep. Now, this turtle, because lives in water, its toes are webbed almost like a duck's foot so that they can swim really, really well. They also have a rather flat shell so that they're nice and streamlined as they're swimming through the pond. When you look at land turtles do not have webbed toes, and their shells are super, super tall. Oh, excuse me, sweetie. Yep. So as you're checking him out, you can see that this particular turtle is built to be a swimmer. It's built to live in the water. Turtles, though, are what we call omnivores. Okay, so turtles eat both plants and animals for dinner. So they are just like us. They eat pretty much anything and everything that they can possibly catch or come across. Yep, you can all see them. Yep. And again, this will be another critter that after the program you'll be able to take another peek at a little bit more up close. You can see them. Yep. Now turtles, they have a very special way to protect themselves from predators, from things that might eat a turtle. Can anyone raise their hand and tell me how a turtle protects itself? Yes. Oh, boys and girls, I can't hear my friend. In the very back, can you shout it nice and loud? The shell, yeah. So turtles, by using their shell, they're able to protect themselves. So when a turtle is nervous, they will pull in those legs. They might pull in their head and their tail so that the predator can only get the shell. It helps keep them safe. Now, this is an example of a turtle shell. Now, with our voices off, I have a question for you. Can turtles leave their shell? Oh, good. I see a lot of heads shaking no. Turtles cannot leave their shell. Can all of you take your hand and feel your backbone? Because their shell actually is part of their spine. So that backbone is attached to the shell. Now, as a turtle grows, the shell will grow with them. They can add layers to it. Oh. How did we get that? We found the turtle already dead. And I have special papers that let me keep things to use to teach with. Because I couldn't show you a turtle backbone otherwise. Okay, I need 2 more volunteers. Let's see. How about in the stripy tank top? And in the greenish shirt in the second row in the back. Yep, come on up. Come on up. Perfect. Okay, so I have 2 friends here. And we are going to turn one of you into the animal that we are about to meet. So you are going to be our next critter. So come over here. And can you just hold it like that? Perfect. Okay, I just gave her a tail because we are going to turn her into something called a skink. A skink. It's a type of lizard. Now, does anyone have an idea as to what might eat a lizard? A snake? Is that what she said?
A snake.
A bird. That's a great example. A bird of prey, something like a hawk, would love to eat a lizard for dinner. You get to be my hawk today. Okay? So I'm going to go give a few directions to my lizard, and then I'll be back. So lizard, come over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to be walking along, okay? And our hawk is going to come grab your tail. And when he grabs your tail, you're going to let go of your tail and run. Think you can do that?
Run where?
Anywhere. You can just run to the wall.
Okay.
Okay, but let go of your tail.
Okay.
Okay, so hawk, are you ready to catch some dinner?
Yeah.
You're very hungry. So our hawk is going to go from tree branch to tree branch, looking for a lovely, tasty meal. And our hawk finds this lizard. So our hawk flies out of the tree and goes and grabs our lizard by the tail. Go grab that lizard by the tail. Perfect. Oh. Hawk, what happened? Did you catch the lizard?
Somehow I got his tail.
Somehow you just caught the lizard's tail. Hey, lizard, did you get eaten for dinner? No, you survived. Because lizards, many of them, have the ability to drop their tail when they're threatened or when a predator grabs that. So the lizard can get away, and you know what? Eventually they can actually regrow their tail.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? So my hawk and lizard can go have a seat. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help. Are you all ready to meet a lizard? Yep. Now remember, to help make the animal comfortable meeting so many people, we need to keep our voices off. Yep. Okay. So this is our lizard. Now I want you all, with our mouths closed, our voices off, to watch the lizard and see if you can see what color his tongue is. Because that will help tell us what type of lizard this is. So as you're looking at him, you're also going to notice that lizards, they have eyes, they have noses, and they actually have ears. So these guys can hear very well. And in order to smell, they smell a little bit differently than you or I. For a lizard to smell, they will stick their tongue out, collect some air molecules, and then bring it in to their mouth, and they can tell which way dinner is just by sticking their tongue out. It's called the Jacobson's organ. Oh, he just stuck his tongue out. Can anyone tell me what color it was? Blue! This is a blue-tongued skink. And it is a type of lizard that is found in Australia. And this particular lizard likes to bury itself in burrows and sand and areas in the desert. Yep. Yep, quiet voices so that our lizard remains comfortable. Do you have a question about the lizard? Do you have a question? No? Okay, so what's your question? It likes to live in the desert, yep. Okay. Yep, so he's trying to get comfortable on my arm. Yeah.
Where would he lose his tail?
Where would he lose his tail? He'd lose it kind of right at the base between his back legs. And he actually stores a lot of great fat in the tail. So if he loses his tail, it could actually be a big problem with him surviving times when there's not a lot of good food around. Also, if a skink does not have a tail, other skinks are not going to want to actually have a baby skink with that skink. The tail helps attract a partner. So that tail is quite important to the skink's life. Yep. Did you see the tongue? Yeah. Yep, so he said that snakes, when they stick out their tongue, they're trying to figure out where dinner is. And you know what? That's exactly what the skink was doing. Because skinks and snakes are related. So they try and find dinner by sticking out that tongue, finding out where that mouse is hiding, and then they're able to go either direction. Yeah, what's your question?
Can they camouflage?
Can they camouflage? Well, that particular skink, when they're a little bit scared, they don't use their camouflage. What they do is they puff up their body to be bigger, and then they let out a hissing sound. Because in Australia, they have a snake called the death adder. A very venomous snake that nobody wants to mess with. So if you look like the death adder, is anyone going to come near you? They're not going to risk it. So they're a mimic rather than relying on great camouflage like some other animals. Yep, I'll take 2 more questions and then I'm going to get you up here so you can touch a few of the animals that I brought. Yeah? Do they have a forked tongue? That particular lizard does not. That's a good question. One more, yes?
Are those little hatches on the side of his head at their ears?
Yeah, so he noticed there was 2 patches on the side of that lizard's head. He's asking if those are the ears. Yes. So the lizard has very good hearing. Yep. Okay, so what I do want to do is invite you up to be able to see a few of these critters a little bit closer and have the opportunity to actually touch one of the reptiles. Now, when you're touching a reptile, we touch with 2 fingers. So can all of you hold up 2 fingers? Yep. Because we're a lot bigger than the reptiles that I brought today, and we want to make sure that our reptile friends are okay and comfortable meeting all of you. So you're going to go 2 fingers on the body. We are not going to touch the head, and we are not going to touch the tail, but we can touch their body. So after you're done touching, you're then going to use hand sanitizer so that we go home safe. I brought a whole bunch of hand sanitizer here. And once you're done touching, you can take the opportunity to observe the other things on the table. But please do not touch the other critter containers. We want to make sure that they stay nice and comfortable as well. So we're going to, where do we want to start our line? Why don't we make a line here? Yep. And I'll get out one of our critters. So we'll start with this one. If he starts to get antsy, we'll switch. But 2-finger touch right along the body. Thank you. Good job. Nice. 2-finger touch. Perfect. 2 fingers right in the middle. Good job.